And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday, November 14th. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to break down a 10-game NBA slate for you guys. This is going to be a tough one. I'm not going to lie. Hit the like button if you haven't done it already. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. It's going to be a tough one. We're going to have some struggles. We're going to have some struggles getting through this bad boy. I'm not going to lie. Had a long night. Had a short night, too, depending on what we're talking about. Had a couple too many. Probably you can see it here. Had a couple too many last night. Yes, Dr. DFS, yes. Did not get to bed until 12:30, 1 o'clock. Not too far before the 5:30 alarm went off. Woo, baby. Oddly enough, I know I'm going to sound dumb today. I know that's coming. I am very aware that words are going to not have the same zippity-doo-dah that they have coming from my brain to my lips. I know that's going to be the case. However, oddly enough, I feel okay right now because I think I'm still a little banged up. What we're hoping for is that I don't feel like garbage after this show. That's what we're looking for. So I think we're going to be okay. Other than me just like not finding words, I'm more nervous about 7:45 to 8 o'clock. What happens when the energy of being awake dissipates and the hangover increases? That should be fun. Hope you guys had a good slate last night. I did not play it. Like I said, the moment that the deeper dive ended last night, I hopped in the car and had to go to dinner. Oh, Brandon, it does mean more coffee. I'll be honest, though. I didn't want my coffee this morning at all. I like making it sucked. Thinking about it sucked. The taste of it, I had no interest in the flavor. So, I'm hoping this first sip is better than I think it's going to be. In my mind, I already remember forgetting to add one thing to the coffee. So there's no telling. We should probably get into it. The faster I get done, the faster I could potentially grab another hour of sleep before the strategy show. So on that note, let's get into it, folks. Coffee's here. I would imagine it is more necessary today than it has been in a very long time. I hope you have one as well. Coffee, tea, water, beer. Water would be good. I drank a tiny Gatorade. I've got 12 ounces? These little 12 ounces. Gatorades. Knocked one of those back when I woke up. I'm hoping that helps. Toasted biscuits, what's up? Let's hope that little bit of fluid helps. And let's hope this little bit of fluid helps. So if you've got a coffee or whatever you've got going on, joints and beers and all that good stuff, rise and grind, everybody. That's what we do here, no matter what. It doesn't matter what our night looked like the night before. It doesn't matter if there's only 4 hours of sleep. All we have to do is rise and grind and break down basketball in the process. Cheers, everybody. This isn't going to taste as good as I want it to because I know I forgot my vanilla stuff. Yeah, tastes like dirt. And I didn't, normally, not only did I make I made it wrong and I made it late. So I didn't toss a piece of ice in it like I normally do, bring down that temperature. These Yetis are too good at their job. They keep things too hot. Yeah, Dr. DFS. Instead of that, I went with just beers, which doesn't help. Doesn't help at all. Didn't need to knock back the beers that I was knocking back. That is 100% true statement. At that point, I should have just been like, you know what? I can play darts with a water. You know what I didn't do? Play darts with a water. Andy, I don't like them. It's a viscosity thing. Those liquid IVs just don't taste like fluid, the right fluid to me. I feel like I'm drinking like brake fluid. It's thicker, and I don't enjoy that as a drink. Whatever. Nobody gives a shit. Let's talk basketball. Let's share my screen, and let's get into this. Bing, bang, boom. Here we go. It's honestly probably better for you guys to get me on the tinier side, because this face today, I'm not bringing my A game. I don't even think I'm bringing my C game. So let's talk basketball. First game up. The Miami Heat are 3.5-point favorites in Charlotte, 225 total. 10-game slate, by the way. We're going to be here a minute. I really would give anything to flip-flop yesterday and today and have to only talk about 4 games. But my problem for this show is that I low-key suck at time management. And I will not make it easy on myself to get through this. Now, the one benefit for today, if I remember correctly, and I think that I do, is that there are no back-to-backs on tournament days. They might have one tomorrow, but no teams ever have a back-to-back on the way into a tournament game. So at the very least, we do have every injury report for today. So we're going to start on the Miami side. That's not helpful for us. Kevin Love is available. Josh Richardson is probable, but Tyler Hero is still out. Oddly enough, Jimmy Butler not listed at all on the injury report, so it looks like Miami stopped doing all that everybody's available thing. On the Charlotte side, no Bouknight, no Bridges, who's going to be back very, very shortly. Be ready for that. People are not happy that Miles Bridges is coming back to the Hornets. Gordon Hayward is probable. Brandon Miller is probable. We still have no Terry Rozier, no Frank Ntilikina, no Cody Martin. So pretty standard for Charlotte. This one's actually not going to be too bad because I didn't play this last slate where Jimmy Butler was like questionable coming off of that back-to-back. So I didn't really even know that Lowry didn't play. He's literally not on the injury report. So the good news is for Miami, I don't really think that I have much to change here. We have a rotation already built. Now, Thomas Bryant is starting to lose some time. Are they going to Kevin Love as the backup center now instead of a starting 4? Oh, guys, all I want to do is just toss right now. It would be so much better. Kevin Love checked in for Bam. Did play alongside of him a little bit. Definitely was like the backup plus something, although he only played 13 minutes because Bam played 39. Bam playing 34 minutes a night. We're good there. But should I think that... So Thomas Bryant just straight didn't play. Why do I have Thomas Bryant having played 5 minutes on the 11th? Because that's the 12th. Well, that makes a lot more sense. I'm looking at the wrong game. Miami, San Antonio, 3-point game. Love... straight back up and then a little bit. Although they went to Thomas Bryant in the second quarter, they didn't go to him in the second half. And they did go to Kevin Love as like backup and then some. I'm going to just pull Thomas Bryant. We're going to pop Kevin Love in for 14 minutes. Haywood Highsmith seems to be playing like 27 a night. Jaime Jaquez, anytime somebody is out, plays a lot. I guess we're going to bump him up a little bit too. I went 32 to Lowry, which feels about right. 30 to Duncan Robinson, which feels right. 16 to Drew Smith, which is probably right when everybody is in. Maybe I do need to leave those minutes on Thomas Bryant because I'm out of bodies. And I don't want to go more than 24 to Josh Richardson. So Thomas Bryant, come on down for 7. Not going to dig too far into rates unless we have to. I'm going to need something to save some time here. I need to sip this coffee again, too. I wish it didn't taste like shit. What a terrible, terrible morning. I love having you guys. 118 people showed up to watch me hungover run through 10 basketball games. There's a part of like 20-year-old Josh that would really never believe this. Like, what? You were out at the bar, drunk, woke up way too early, and did a show where you talked about the rotations of a basketball team? Just like, I can't expect that, you know? All right. On the Charlotte side, again, I don't really think we have much to talk about here. Since everybody that can be in is in. It's the same rotation that we've had. Like, we know Rozier's out. We know Ntilikina's out. We know Martin's out. We know Bridges is out. We know Bouknight's out. I should take a smoke break. I don't smoke. Oh, I threw in one of those Zins last night, too. I didn't enjoy that at all. I had to take it out of my mouth. It was actively going to mess me up. So, don't want to do that ever again. I did not enjoy that experience. I wanted to give it the old try ski, and I tried it. I did not like it. Let's give those minutes to Ish Smith. Oh, I couldn't do that if I wanted to, Joe. If I did that, this show would be over and you would not see me again. I don't have that kind of gene. I can't. I would be unfunctional. I agree, Noel. Let's get those likes up for the hangover. There's not too much here for Charlotte and Miami. Like, this is a rotation that doesn't really move around all that much. And on a 10-game slate, the good thing about a 10-gamer is that we don't really have to pay attention to the bottom of this one. Like, we don't have to give a shit what we give to Bryce McGowan's or Ish Smith or JT Thor, Teo Maladon. We're just not playing these dudes on a 10-gamer. So I don't mind too much. And I think we can maintain whatever we have in here, which means as we look at this game, there's nobody on Charlotte that I would go crazy for. I play more Mark Williams than most people, and even he only looks fine. LaMelo 10-4. Like, there's nothing wrong with the price. He's not going to stand out. He's been great. 1.36 fantasy points per minute since he's been back. Doesn't matter. On the Miami side, it's possible we like a little bit of Miami just because they face Charlotte, but we don't. You know, if you're a Jaime Jaquez believer, he's probably not the worst option at 4,500, small forward eligible, 0.85 fantasy points per minute. If you're looking for value, Duncan Robinson, power forward only. I'd love to know how they land on that. That's just incorrect. 8,600 for Butler with no Tyler Hero against Charlotte. That's probably standing out the most to me, and I don't even think it stands out all that much. How do you pay $9K for Bam? Now, I get it. Bam has been great. 1.36 DraftKings points per minute over the course of this season so far. There's no way we could expect him to just do that. And at 9K, I mean, we're talking about a guy that's like normally 7,800. It's just too expensive for Bam. So not as much in that first game as I would have expected. Let's move on to game number 2. Atlanta Hawks, 4-point favorites in Detroit, 232 total. That is, I mean, we've got a 232, a 240, a 237, and a 240. That's not bad. So this is a more high-level scoring output. I assume the Detroit side of this one is going to be a pain in my ass. Atlanta's usually pretty normal. Yeah, so Q tag on Trae Young for personal reasons. At least this game's early, so it won't matter too much. And the other really good piece here is that we don't have to guess. So I'm going to go 30 minutes to Jalen Johnson. I got 27 in for Sadiq Bey. Looks like they're starting to play Wes Matthews. He played 7.5 minutes. I'm going to assume that wasn't garbage time. That game was on the 11th. So Atlanta lost by 8. And Wes Matthews did play a normal rotation. So looks like we're going to do that. AJ Griffin no longer in the rotation. Let's get him out of there. So let's get 10 minutes there to Wesley Matthews. Bogdanovich minutes climbing slightly. I don't know where to take them from. Get Sadiq Bey down to 26. Let's get Bogdan up to 25. We don't have rates to change for Atlanta. Is it different on the Detroit side? Pistons, no Boyan, no Duran now. God damn. No Joe Harris, no Isaiah Livers, no Monty Morris, no Stanley Amudi or Jared Rhoden, who are, at least as of this injury report, with the G League affiliate. So we're going back to Detroit, I guess. We got 23 minutes out of Bagley on the 12th in this new game. So they lost by 11 to Chicago. Bagley started. Didn't get into foul trouble, just didn't close the first half. They went to... Oh, Kevin Knox is back and playing. Great. Let's get him added, I guess. Kevin Knox the second. Okay. So we got Knox in now. So they went Knox, Burks, Sasser, Cunningham. Okay, so they went beef stew to the 5, closing out the second quarter. They also didn't close with Bagley and went to beef stew. They closed with Kevin Knox. No wonder this team sucks. No wonder this team sucks. So James Wiseman still played 14 minutes. So he was the backup center at the beginning of halves, but we got to cut closing minutes off of Bagley. I think we got to go 26. I don't think we can go. I don't want to go straight 24 because he can close. It's not as if they want Kevin Knox to be closing. And then Alec Burks closed over Killian Hayes / Asar Thompson, depending on which half. Now that I expect to happen because Alec Burks is probably the second best player on the Pistons. I don't want to project Kevin Knox in any way. Jaden Ivey played 12 minutes. So I'm going to knock him down. We're going to keep Cade at 36. We're going to keep Beef Stew at 34. So I need 26 there. Yeah, so we're going to keep him at 34. 35 for Asar Thompson, I guess, is coming down to like 33. Now that Knox is here, obviously. Sasser's not going to play nearly as much as you would expect. He played 20 minutes. I don't think he gets that extra rotation over Asar Thompson. That would give me 9 minutes to Knox. I think that's probably the best that we can do here. Although, I guess I need to knock down Killian Hayes. If Burks is healthy, then Hayes is sort of like Bagley, but at guard. So let's get Hayes down. I'll go 28 just to be calm, but I don't think we're getting to anything here from the Pistons other than maybe like Cade or Beef Stew. Looks like I need to add Kevin Knox to the names table. But he's already there. It's just flip-flopped. So Kevin Knox, Kevin Knox, one name. Bingo, got him. All right, so look, 8K Cade is looking pretty good, but I have a sneaky suspicion I have him over projected. So I got to look at his props first. I might have this usage rate juiced further than I needed to. 23.5 points. Yeah, I got him at 26. Looks like I might need to bring down that usage rate on Cade a second. So let's take a look. Cade usage 31. Yeah, I got it at 33. So if I bring that down to 31, that drops him to 25 points, which would still have me being a little high on him, but that's probably the 36 minutes doing the talking. So I don't mind that at all. Doesn't mean I don't like Cade, though. 8K shooting guard looks good. I think that we can still go to Marvin Bagley for 5K because he can close. He just probably doesn't. Let's see. What else? Like Burks is fine. Thompson's fine. Beef Stew's fine. I think the two main priorities coming out of Detroit are Cade and Marvin Bagley. But in the grand scheme of things, probably more Cade than Bagley, just because I think we're going to see a lot of centers. On the Atlanta side, wait, why is Cade less value on FanDuel than DraftKings? I don't know. Salary? Projection? Because those two things are different? All right, Atlanta side. So I think we kind of like a little bit of Atlanta. Unfortunately for me, I'll probably end up with a little bit of Sadiq Bey. He'll be unowned, and I'll have like 10%. Clint Capella looks fine at 5,600. Assuming you think he can get normal minutes. I went 26-22. Feels about right. 20, maybe I should be 25-23. But you can play either Capella or Okongwu. DeAndre Hunter for 4,700, small forward, power forward, isn't bad flexibility against Detroit. I don't mind Atlanta just because you get to face Detroit. Game 3. Indiana Pacers, 5.5-point dogs in Philly. 240 total. This one should be interesting, right? Pacers. Anybody on the injury report? Nope. For Philly, no Batum. No Kelly Oubre. Joel Embiid questionable. Yeah, no Kelly Oubre really sucks for Philly. They've been off to a great start. He's been, a part of the rotation. Crazy that he got hit by a car. For Indiana, looks like we got TJ McConnell back in the rotation. They might be phasing out Andrew Nembhard a bit, too. I'll pop McConnell back in there for 6. This is not a rotation that I need to change all that much. Buddy Hield playing a little bit less than I would expect him to. I don't like projecting this Indiana team because you just never know who's playing other than Halliburton and Bruce Brown and Miles Turner to a degree. But even Turner, you're not seeing regular 32-minute games out of Miles Turner. It's in mid-20s or, 37 like he played on the 9th. In regulation, I might add. But for now, I think we're okay here. We're not ultra worried about it. Toppin's minutes are dumb, too. Yeah. Halliburton had 50 or whatever, right? Maxey was obviously exceptional. All right. On the Philly side, we actually have to make rotational changes. Indiana was pretty easy, but we got to get Kelly Oubre out. So Oubre out. Nick Batum out. And we got to remember, Joel Embiid, questionable for this one. So I assume he plays, but we'll see. So I'm going to leave 33 minutes in there for Joel Embiid. Probably actually need to go to 34. So we're going to go 34 on Embiid, 14 to Paul Reed. Got 37 in there for Maxey. There's a very realistic case that should be 38. I can't do it. I do have 36 for Tobias Harris. I feel pretty good about that one. Robert Covington, I assume, is going to get a little bit more playing time now. Is he going to start? Are they going to start Covington? Feels like they have to. I don't know. Maybe they run back that Korkmaz experiment from last week. Oh, Maxey had 50. Halliburton had the assist day. Yeah, now I remember. Oh, man, this is very interesting for Philadelphia. I think Melton's minutes probably have to climb. we get Covington as the final starter. That's my guess. That would be my guess. I assume we get Korkmaz back as like a shooter, sort of like a low budget replacement of Kelly Oubre. I'm going to go 24 to Covington, 18 to House. Marcus Morris play? Probably. They're slowly bringing him in. Bev for 14 seems a little light. I don't really have a great feeling for who like the 10th guy in this rotation is going to be. So I need to hide 18 minutes somewhere. I'm going to bump Korkmaz to 16, so I only have to hide 16 minutes. I'm going to put them on Marcus Morris right now. I don't think that's really what's happening here. Probably more like this, but I don't have a ton of confidence. I don't really want to make rate changes either. I'm going to just hope that stabilizes. So let's look at Philly. Okay, so even 24 minutes of Robert Covington is a problem. It is an actual problem. Look, if you think that Robert Covington is starting for Philadelphia, $3,400 power forward center is going to be one of the better value plays that we have. That's not going to be fun to say. But I think I got to go to 24 on Covington. He's, playing 15 minutes a night either way, whereas House wasn't, and Korkmaz wasn't. If we're not going to get, 30 minutes, 28 minutes out of Nick Batum, and there's no Kelly Oubre, like we got to fill like 54 new minutes for this team. I'm going to bet on Covington in this case. But we're going to need that starting lineup. All told, though, Robert Covington at 24 minutes cannot be avoided. I think 11.5 Joel Embiid looks great. 1.81 fantasy points per minute for Embiid this season. And that's actually how I have him projected today. I'm guessing I'm a little heavy, but at the same time, if he's playing, like there might not be a prop. But 240 total, like somebody's scoring. Yeah. Embiid points prop, 32.5. I don't mind having 34.5 right now. We'll see where that ends up. But get yourself some Joel Embiid. He's going to stand out here against Indiana. Like Maxi's appropriately priced. Tobias Harris is appropriately priced. The two guys that I want to get to for Philly are Joel Embiid and Robert Covington, assuming he starts. On the Indy side, basically nothing. No priorities, no bulk dudes. Turner and Jalen Smith, that's probably not anything you want. Look, I love Tyrese Halliburton. I don't know how you spend 10-2 on him. That just seems impossible. I have his points right. I'm probably light on his assists. Barely. I have 10.5 or 10.2. The line's at 10.5, juice to the over. I don't think there's anything on Indiana that you could feel confident about. All right, we're at 7:01. There's 173 of you here today. So far, at least. Makes me happy. Have we hit the like mark? Let's see. We have not. We're not even close. 62 likes. Guys, if you're here and you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. That would help me out a ton. Orlando Magic. 2.5-point dogs in Brooklyn. 218 total. This game has a total. It's the lowest total on the slate. 22 points below the Indiana game that we just talked about. Unless we've got broken pricing, this one's going to be a tough sell. Magic have no Carter, no Fultz, and potentially no Gary Harris, who's questionable. On the Brooklyn side, no Ben Simmons, no Cam Thomas. Everybody else is questionable, but most of those people are irrelevant questionable. So let's take a look at what we got to do for this rotation. We're going to go to 24 minutes on Goga. Now, it does look like they've been willing to not play 48 minutes between those two guys. At least in the two most recent games. So I'm going to go 23 to Goga and 22 to Mo Wagner and assume that Paolo gets some other run there. John Isaac just... they're ramping him up. 17 minutes last time out. Let's get him to 15. Get Fultz's minutes out of there. Jalen Suggs coming out party. Is he going to play a bit more? He didn't in the other games that Fultz was out. That ended up being a bit more Cole Anthony and a bit more Anthony Black. Ingles has definitely picked up a little bit more ball handling duties, which is important. So let's get Ingles to 21. Let's get 25 right for Cole Anthony. I guess it is. 26 right for Suggs. That feels light. We'll go 29 Suggs. I guess Gary Harris. Does Gary Harris just come back and start? Anthony Black probably plays like 28 minutes. That only gives me 9 for Gary Harris. Now, that's wildly incorrect. But the problem is I don't know where those minutes come from. I should be giving Gary Harris 10 more minutes, and I don't know where those minutes are. Which means it's probably at least a little bit coming off of Black. You know what? It's probably a lot of it coming off of Black. I think we have to say that Suggs is more important than Cole Anthony right now. And I think that minutes disparity works. Maybe I'll take one more minute off of Ingles. That gets Gary Harris to 14. I'm going to take a look quickly at Orlando rates just to see if I need to change anything for right now. Player points, Paolo, 19.5. Doesn't have a points prop. Why doesn't he have that? That makes no sense. 19.5 for Franz, so I don't then feel all that interested in moving it. Suggs is at 12.5. Anthony Black's at 8.5. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Let's go to Brooklyn. I don't know why Paolo doesn't have a points prop right now. He is not on the injury report. Why would he not have a prop, but Franz does? So weird. June Sosa. No, he's not. Oh, Jimmy, glad you're watching from the beginning. It's getting better if you can hear me now and you're watching from the beginning. When you get to this point and I've acknowledged you, just know that I feel better than I did 35 minutes ago. Let's go to the Brooklyn side. Now, for Brooklyn, we know that we got to get Ben Simmons out of there, but he's already out of there because he did not play for the past 3 games. And obviously no Cam Thomas for the past 2. So this is actually going to be pretty easy to handle. Oh, Lorenza, thank you. 20.5 on Prize Picks. It's always good to know. Close enough, I guess. Gives me a guidepost. Are we both doing this? Gary Harris is on the injury report as questionable right now, so Gary Harris is questionable. S&P, don't feed this. I can't be having you beat me with this. Did he get ruled out since 6:30 a.m.? If that happened, that's ridiculous. No, okay, he's questionable then. Y'all killing me. Acting like I'm not going straight to the injury report. S&P, shame on you. Shame on you. You know better. All right. Let's figure this one out. So Claxton's back, stepped right into 28 minutes. He only played the opener, and now he's back. I'm going to cut this entire rotation. Wow, having Nick Claxton back is so important for Brooklyn. Yeah, Julio, you are probably right. All right, so we're going to get Claxton in for 28 minutes for right now. I don't think that's the long-term goal. I figure they're trying to get him into the 30s. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. So let's get Claxton for 28. We'll get Dinwiddie in for his, what seems like pretty classic, 29. Lonnie Walker also questionable, I believe. Yeah. Damn right it doesn't match that S&P. Righty. Mikal Bridges needs to go in for his, whatever, 35 minutes a night. Got Cam Johnson already up to 34, so that's good to see. Let's get him in for 31. Maybe 32? Let's go 31. Let's not push it. We gonna still get 30 minutes out of Royce O'Neal? Even with everybody back? Go 29. We're probably not going to like anything for this team if I had to guess. Dorian Finney-Smith. Why doesn't he play more when people are available? I don't understand. 28 to him? 29 to him as well? Yeah, we're not going to be going to these dudes one bit. Lonnie Walker probably gets like 16. ESJ probably gets the backup point guard round. Let's go 19. Did Darren Sharp and Clax split all of them? More or less. Let's get Sharp out there for 14. Throw a couple more on Trendon Watford and call it a day. Looks good. Okay. $5,400 Cam Johnson. That's the best Brooklyn play, I think. Now, he might have usage that is higher than I would like it to be. So Cam Johnson's only played 86 minutes, 22% usage rate. Maybe I don't want to bump him down. 16.5 points prop to the over. I got him at 16 too. Yeah, I don't want to move that at all. Dinwiddie's at 14. I'm a little light on Dinwiddie, which is interesting. Let's assume that he gets an extra minute. That gets him to 13.7. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Clax at 11.5. Probably a little heavy there, but that's okay. Dorian Finney-Smith at 11.5. Under. Feeling good there. Brooklyn works. I like Cam Johnson quite a bit here for 5,400. It sucks that he's power forward only, but he looks good. Clax at 6,200 looks good. And we're talking about a guy that's like a 1.15 to 1.2 fantasy point per minute guy. That said, we know what center looks like. We know we're going to have a bunch of them. On the Orlando end, you guys said Paolo's points prop was 20.5 at Prize Picks. I got him at 19.3. I'm going to bump that usage rate by one point for right now. And that should cover him straight up to 20.5. Perfect. Don't love it at 8K, but he's fine. 5K Goga is fine. $7,300 Franz is fine. I don't really like anything from Orlando. Now, if Gary Harris doesn't play, maybe we're thinking about like Anthony Black for 28 minutes, but he's been a 0.71 dude so far this season. Not great, which is what you should expect from a rookie guard. Alrighty, game 5. San Antonio Spurs, Oklahoma City Thunder, 237 total. Victor Wembanyama versus Chet Holmgren. That's going to be like looking in a funhouse mirror for the two of them. let's see what we need to figure out here for this game. San Antonio, Q tag on Keldon Johnson, Q tag on Trey Jones, Q tag on Jeremy Sohan. Ousmane Dieng is with the G League for OKC. Didn't expect that. Okay. Well, not too much to change then for San Antonio. This is not a team that has been doing too much weird shit. Like Trey Jones didn't play and then they played a normal rotation. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, maybe that happens if Trey Jones doesn't play again, but for now, I'm just going to maintain the same rotation that I had previously for this team. I think that makes sense. Too early to like read into anything with 3 Q tags. OKC is a little bit different. Let's get Ousmane Dieng out of that rotation. Okay, so that's new. Him being on assignment with the G League. I guess I'll pay it, like, not that it matters, but I guess I got to pay attention to that. Maybe he ends up activated later today. But for now, we just need to throw 12 minutes onto somebody else. Aaron Wiggins is in the rotation. Cason Wallace is in the rotation. Nobody else pops up. Lindy Waters does it from time to time. Random people do it from time to time, actually. Ooh, Kenrich Williams is back. Well, that's where the minutes are going. That's where, no wonder that, yeah. Look, now that Kenrich Williams is not off on the injury report anymore, he is absolutely going straight into the Oklahoma City rotation. So, oh, Kerry, thank you. Yeah, that one's going to be big. That one's going to be big for them. He's good. He's a real, like, I'm surprised he's still on Oklahoma City, but now they need him. So now I don't want them to trade him. But I was really surprised that he wasn't on a better team over the past 2 or 3 years, because he's just one of those guys that work in rotations. You can put him out there. He's going to defend multiple positions. He can shoot it a bit. He's not a liability anywhere. You can slot that kind of dude into a playoff rotation. But now that playoff rotation might be OKC. The real interesting part of this game is I think it's meaningless. I'm pretty sure that OKC is already dead in this tournament. And I assume San Antonio just has no chance by default. But I think OKC is already dead. If they have 2 losses, they're already dead. Let me double check it. Yeah, they're 0-2. So they're already dead in this group. So, doesn't matter too much what the outcome is for Oklahoma City. They are not going to move forward. Don't have anything else to change for OKC either. So that was a pretty quick game to get through. Okay. Do we need to have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander conversation for today? Because he's 10-3 and he looks better than things I've seen so far, other than Embiid. Now, this game does have a 237 total, so that's not crazy. 31.5 points prop for Shai. I have him at 32. Assist prop for Shai is 5.5. I have it at 6. I'll never mind a half. Rebound prop is 5.5, juice to the over. I have 5.7. I really like Shai. 10-3 here against San Antonio. That's a good spot. I also really like Jalen Williams without the Y, 6,200. Might have him over projected. I am a bit of a fan. 17.5 to the under for points. I have 18. I'll take a half piece of that usage rate just to soften it. What teams are alive? It's easier to say the teams that are dead, because basically you can't win. You can't move forward without having at least 3 wins. And once you drop those 2 games, you're just kind of screwed. So, like, OKC has 2 losses, Memphis has 2 losses, and the Wizards have 2 losses. Those 3 teams are basically unable to move forward. No one has 2 wins. The Nets played 2 games. and split them. And the Mavs played 2 games and split them. So we'll know a lot more today. But you can basically write off the teams that have 2 losses. Because you only play 4 games. Someone is going to go 3-1 in your group. Which is a shame because I really wanted to see the Thunder make a run. I like Jalen Williams. I like Shea. And I do not mind Chet. The problem with Chet is that he's center only. And you're shit out of luck if you want to play him at 7,600 center only. Now, on the San Antonio side, $6,300 shooting guard Devin Vassell is quite clearly the best play from San Antonio. But if we lose Keldon Johnson or Jeremy Sohan or Trey Jones, something will open up for San Antonio. But as of right now, I don't think we can dig in too much. 8,600 for Wemby. Nothing wrong with that price tag. Wouldn't hate it. We're halfway done. We're at 720. I wish we were further away. Dallas 4-point favorites in New Orleans. The 240 total in this one. 230. Now that would be a different number. What do we need to know for Dallas? Dallas Mavs, no Maxey, and that's it. So this is basically what we've been getting out of Dallas. This is going to take the least amount of changes possible. I got Lively in for 26. Dwight Powell for 20. Grant Williams looks fine. Let's take those 2 minutes off of Jaden Hardy. I got 19 for Josh Green. We're going to bump that bad boy up to 22. Cut those 3 minutes off of Dante Exum as spillover. And we are good on Dallas. And I know I don't have to change any rates. As long as Kyrie and Luka are in, we know what we have locked in. So on the Pels side, this is where it gets different. Herb Jones questionable. CJ still out. Larry Nance now out with a rib fracture. So that's actually interesting to a degree. I'm guessing who played last? We don't have Willie Hernan Gomez as a backup center any longer. I have positions now. I forgot. Oh, yeah. Jeremiah Robinson Earl is just going to be the backup center. That obviously. So we got. All right. So Nance did play that last. Oh, they have Zeller too. So Zeller is going to be the backup center, I would imagine. Well, it'll be one of those guys. The real key here will be that we won't give a shit. So let's go like 16 to Zeller, standard backup run. Matt Ryan can probably grab an extra minute. Najee Marshall feels about right at 14. 34 to Jordan Hawkins. Whatever I can do to not get Jordan Hawkins would be great. $30 for Herb. Hasn't played in 3 games. It's $30 if he plays. 22 for Dyson Daniels. That's right if Herb plays. 35 for BI, we're not changing. 32 for Zion, we're not changing. I'm going to take those Sebron minutes, and we're going to pop in 15 for Jeremiah Robinson Earl, and then we're not going to make any other changes. So JRE, I don't know why that's breaking, but it is. Not really a big deal to me. BI for 8,400 is pretty interesting. Am I way over on 27 points? 25.5 to the under. I'm going to take a point off of that usage rate. 26.3. Yeah, I can't be mad there. At least yet. Zion for 25. 24. That'll work. I don't hate New Orleans because this total is so high. BI looks all right. Shooting guard, small forward. Joe Val for 6,300. Like, you certainly feel a little bit better about him. 5,800 for Hawkins is just going to be a thorn in my side. He doesn't have a prop. I'd be shocked if I got to much Zion, but he looks good for this matchup. Good spot for him, too. On the Dallas end, 11-8 for Luka. I mean, I would not be mad about 11-8 for Luka in any way. Probably a tad overpriced. Kyrie looks fine. Derek Lively looks fine. If you're getting to anybody you want to get to Luka, I just don't know how feasible that is at 11-8. 4 to go. Thanks for being here. Hit that like button. Probably Shea, just because of price, Cantor. Luka here, Shea. It's just that extra 1,500, I think, is pretty important. They're close. They're close. I would lean Shea. At home, you get that home cooking in the from the scores. San Antonio, a little bit better of a matchup than the Pels. I guess. Portland Trailblazers. 7-point dogs in Utah, 229 total. This Portland team is just on death's door. No Malcolm Brogdon, no Scoot Henderson, no Anthony Simons, no Robert Williams. I mean, they're like not having those three guards is so problematic because then we got to play stupid dudes like Skylar Mays. If anybody wants to do that. Mays played 37 and 33 minutes over their last two games. I don't know what Duop Reith is, but he played. Jamari Bouye played. And this Portland team is just trotting out completely made up players. Keelan, I'll try mushrooms and I'll try coffee, but I don't want to try mushroom coffee. And by try mushrooms, I mean do them like I normally do. What's the point of mushroom coffee? Tell me. I'm mostly good on these minutes, I guess. 30. I can't go more than 33 for Skylar Mays. Shaden Sharp just plays 40 minutes a night. I can only go to 38 right now. Feel pretty comfortable going to 38 on Jeremy Grant as well. Let's get Chris Murray and Justin Minaya out of there. We got Walker in for 17. I have Thibault in for 28. Let's go ahead and pull that a bit. It seems like they don't want to do that. Moses Brown just still doesn't play against the... Yeah, of course not. Of course not. So, guess I need to add that doo-wop that thing guy. That Reith. He's a 4, so he could have 12 minutes. Yeah, Ashton, that one's dead already. If they offer you a cash out, take whatever you can get right now because you're going to get $0 otherwise. Kamara for 26 is fine. Who am I missing? Am I missing that Bowie guy? Yep. They're just playing random dudes. Glizzy Goblins. Jamari Booyah, got him. We'll get the Christmas wreath in for 14. We'll get Booyah in for 15, as if it matters. Look, we're probably playing Shaden Sharp, Jeremy Grant, and Skylar Mays, is my guess. Let's look at Utah. It would be pretty dope if Utah didn't have any dumb shit that we need to fix. That would be helpful. Have we hit 100 likes yet? Yes, we did. You guys are the absolute best. This Portland team could use Josh Primo. Why? Do they have medical staff that want to be exposed to? That was a bad way to say that. Those are the kind of jokes that I'm just not going to hit the way that I want to. For Utah, John Collins probable, Walker Kessler out. So same thing we've been getting lately for Utah. Which is going to mean that we don't really have much of a change here. This is 2 straight. Well, this will be 3 straight with no Walker Kessler. Keontae George now playing about 30 minutes a game. Akbaji playing like 27 or 28. So I think we can bump him up a little bit. They're not playing Chris Dunn. They are playing Fontecchio. THT's minutes are dead. Kelly Olynyk is not playing nearly as much as you would expect in these scenarios. Markkanen obviously is. Collins is. Clarkson is. Sexton isn't, which is becoming more and more weird. And no rates or anything to change here for Utah. So on the Utah side, I will once again like Jordan Clarkson for 6,500, especially against this Portland team. Although, oddly enough, just saying it like that, it doesn't mean they can't have good defensive players. They lost all of their offense, but they're going to be shitty on defense either way. I like Jordan Clarkson, and I like Lauri Markkanen. Clarkson, $6,500 point guard, shooting guard. Markkanen, $8,700 small forward, power forward. After that, please don't play anybody from Utah with any sort of viability. Portland. $6,700 Skylar Mays. Well, we don't have to worry about that one. $7K Ayton is fine. $7,500 Jeremy Grant is going to make you sick to your stomach. But in this matchup against Utah, with him playing these kind of minutes, I don't have an issue with it. Similar for Shaedon Sharpe. The only downside to Jeremy Grant is the power forward only. But these guys have already been priced up. It's Grant and it's Sharpe. And then like Ayton, but he's a center. Definitely not going to catch a single second of that one. Clippers, 6-point dogs in Denver, 223 total. For the Clips, what do we know? Everybody that's normally available is available. Now, we do need to move some things around based on their most recent game that did not contain Mason. Well, the most recent games that did not contain Mason Plumlee. Spoiler alert, they took Bones Highland out of the rotation. I told you guys that one was coming 2 weeks ago. So... or whenever the day the James Harden trade went down. So clairvoyant Josh got that one spot on. Didn't take long. Terrence Mann up to 26 minutes a night. Smart. Huckwagon not playing nearly as much as you would expect. $29 for Zoo. Hasn't looked good, but the whole damn team hasn't looked good. Diabate did get into the rotation, so he is going to be playing a little bit of that center run, which is good to see. Norm Powell is maintaining some of his minutes. I don't know why. Get him up to 25. Hard to not assume Harden's playing like 34 minutes a night if they're fine. 35 for Leonard, 35 for George. I guess I'll hide another minute on Diabate. Well, none of this is going to look any good. I'm quite confident. There's no way the Clippers are rolling into at Denver unless they have a broken price. There's no chance we're playing Clippers tonight. Now, on the Denver side, we're still without Jamal Murray, which really sucks. It's going to be pretty fun to watch Denver beat the Clips here. Not really a ton of changes. Yeah, Brian, they're definitely not going to win if they bring Bones back. He is not the missing link. Bones Highland is probably not going to finish this season on the Clippers. 16 for Watson, 12 for Strother, 15 for Gillespie. Are they bringing Reggie Jackson's down? A little bit. Little bit. Might be bigger believers in Colin Gillespie. Don't care too much about Strother. MPJ, is he just playing more? He is absolutely just playing more. We're going to get MPJ in for 32 instead. We'll cut Watson. 34 to Aaron Gordon? Yeah, that works. 35 to Yoke? Yeah, that works. I kind of want to go to more Michael Porter Jr., but I don't trust him to just constantly play that much. So on Denver, wow, 12-2 for Jokic. I got to be honest, he looks good. It's going to be hard to go to Jokic over Embiid if Embiid plays. It just is. Salary matters. Now, the rest of Denver, you want to play Aaron Gordon, you want to punt Colin Gillespie, KCP, MPJ, they're all fine. They're all totally reasonable plays. But Jokic is the best play on Denver, and that's not surprising. He's 12-8 on FanDuel. Holy shit. All right, on the Clips side, I can't imagine this anybody looks good. $4,200 Norm Powell or $3,900 Terrence Mann. They're the only two guys approximating anything of value. $3,900 for Terrence Mann would be interesting if he had any role on this team other than like guy that fits in. All right, let's save this workbook before I go crazy and crash it. Let's finish off these final two games. Minnesota Golden State. Now we got a real one here. This is the best game we've got today, right? Oh my God, it's not even close. It is not even remotely close. Let's go Minnesota, Golden State. Wolves are a point dog in Oakland. What do we need to know here for Minnesota? Anything? Nope. Standard rotation for the Wolves. So let's figure that bad boy out. We got 35 minutes out of Jaden McDaniels this last time out. I cannot project him for that. That's impossible to me. 32 for Gobert might be light. 36 for Edwards is right. 33 for Towns. If I go 32 to Gobert, if I go 33 to Towns, I got to go 33 to Gobert. So let's take a minute off of Jake Milton. 22 for Naz Reid. That actually needs to come down. Let's get that to 20. That'll allow me to go to one more minute for McDaniels. 25 for Slow-Mo. I can't change. 19 for Walker. No. 29 for Conley. I don't want to make it 30 because I don't want to play Mike Conley. I'm going to give that minute right back to Shake. Jaden McDaniels might be a swing dude for me. Golden State. Steph Curry, questionable. Only dude questionable. Now, if Steph ends up out, that is going to create a very big trickle-down effect to other guys on Golden State. I mean, we're going to free up 30-something% usage. For now, with him in, we're basically not going to care about the Warriors, is my guess, at least. I don't really see any changes that I need to make here. Kuminga minutes are starting to ramp up a little bit. I'm going to get him up to 22. Like, I don't really see much else that I want to change here. Gary Payton doesn't play nearly as much as you would expect him to. I'm not expecting to like Golden State. Yeah. There's not anything that we really should like from Golden State. 5K Andrew Wiggins, but he has been 0.67 DraftKings points per minute for Andrew Wiggins this season. Did he get replaced by Aaron Wiggins and we didn't know about it? Did they do like a Freaky Friday or something? Because he's dog shit. And I don't know why. 0.67 fantasy points per minute for Andrew Wiggins. He's like the most important Warrior outside of Steph. Like, if they want to win the title, it has to be because Andrew Wiggins plays like he's a borderline All-NBA guy. And now he's playing like he's a borderline G League All-NBA guy. Insane. Yeah, I don't want Kuminga or Looney. I don't want Steph at 10K if you can go get Shea for 10K. So, yeah, like, don't play Golden State, I guess, is the message. I'm guessing Minnesota looks decent. They're all right. 7,200 for Gobert. Not a problem. 4,900 for Conley. Not a problem. 4,500 small forward, power forward for Slow-Mo. Not a problem. 8,100 for Towns. Not a problem. Just none of these guys look great. None of these guys look great. So that's pretty much a skip game, and now we're done. We're going to finish off the final game. The Memphis Grizzlies, 5.5-point underdogs in Los Angeles, 224 total. On the Grizz side, no Adams, Clark, Laravia, Morant, or Derrick Rose. Xavier Tillman, questionable. No, they're actually going to get a human being to play for them. That's fun. I don't know why I just typed Memphis right there. That's dumb. So let's get Tillman back in. Tillman was playing 26 minutes a night. I'm going to assume if he's playing 26 minutes tonight. They're just going to go Tillman and Biyombo and not play Triple J at the 5 at all? No, we're just going to cut those minutes. We'll cut that down, get a little bit of Triple J at the 5, because I assume there's no way, if Xavier Tillman is playing, there's no way Bismack Biyombo is still getting, they're not splitting 48 minutes at center. Not happening. Smart for 32, I guess, needs to be 33 in this matchup. 24 for Aldama. It should be more. Kennard, Roddy, Conchar, Gilliard. I mean, this team is just a dumpster of awful. They really just do not like John Conchar this year. I don't know. I don't know why. We'll bring Luke Kennard down to 24. Keep Gilliard around 24. Have they just killed Zaire Williams? 8.5 minutes, and that was it? Is he hurt? No, he's not hurt. He's not on the injury report. Is Zaire Williams still like a part of this rotation? Huh. Weird team. Very, very, very weird team. So I got 9 minutes just laying around. I guess I'm going to hide them on Zaire Williams. And we bring Aldama down. I don't know why Santi Aldama's not playing more. I mean, this is a team that has barely any human beings that are real. Not sure what Memphis is, well, other than just getting their ass kicked. Lakers side. AD probable. LeBron questionable. Vanderbilt and Vincent both out. So same thing we normally get for the Lakers, I guess. A whole bunch of not Christian Wood, a whole bunch of AD, a very small amount of Jackson Hayes. 34 minutes for D'Angelo Russell. We'll make that 33. 31 to Austin Reeves. We'll make that 30. 27 to Cam Reddish. Why are they playing Cam Reddish? What are the Lakers doing? What are the Lakers doing? I don't get it. I don't get it. 29 for Prince. Yeah. 21 for Rui. One game. So 26 with no AD. He played 20 in the game where LeBron and AD both played. So I think I'm okay here. So for the Lakers, $9,800 LeBron doesn't look too shabby. 10-1 AD doesn't look too shabby. I don't think you prioritize either, but if you're going to one of these dudes for the Lakers, it's LeBron James. I mean, I don't know why 29 would be high on Prince. Last 4 games, 34.5, 27, 33, and 33. If anything, 29 is too low. I should be giving Taurean Prince more minutes, not less. He's also a 0.52 fantasy point per minute guy. I don't really give a shit what I get. I don't want to play him. On the Memphis end, I mean, $6,200 Marcus Smart. That's the kind of game he gets up for. Cam Reddish does not have potential, White Nose. He does not. He's got a terrible skill set that has never been activated in the league in however many years he's been in. But he's going nowhere quick. This is his last shot. The only reason that Cam Reddish is playing for the Lakers is because he's a clutch client. But we're talking about a very, very negative player. Triple J for 8,300 is fine. Let's run crunches. Let's see what the optimals are. Guys, thanks for making it through this one for me. Or with me. I didn't expect it to be as smooth as it was. Now, we're going to have contenders videos in a bit. We're going to have a prize pick video. I went 0-2 yesterday on prize picks, man. I haven't even looked at the comment section yet, but I assume I'm getting dragged. So we lost both of those, but we'll be back for that one again. And then what else? Strategy show with Adam. Deeper dive later tonight with Adam. A nap sometime after the strategy show, which will be probably the greatest thing that I'll ever do. But first, let's run an optimal crunch on DraftKings. He might have to play, but he does not need to start. Does not need to start. You should not be starting Cam Reddish in 2023. Oh yeah, crunches. I almost forgot what I was doing there. So we're definitely at the end of this bad boy. Optimal lineups on DraftKings. Here we go. 270.9. Optimal by 0.2. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Brandon Ingram, Tobias Harris, Cam Johnson, Robert Covington, Colin Sexton, Jalen Williams, and Nick Claxton. I'm probably a little higher on Jalen Williams. Colin Sexton showing up is letting you know what this slate looks like. Not surprised to see Shea. Don't mind that at all. Robert Covington and Cam Johnson appear to be the two best plays to me right now. If we throw some randomness on, what does this end up looking like on a pack 150? It's still pretty flat. It is Covington that pulls away. Yeah, Coach Chris, he can't actually do that. I understand that he did that 5 years ago, but he does not do that now. He doesn't fit there. He just plays there because he's represented by Clutch. Cam Reddish would probably not be in the league if that was not his representation. He's terrible. He's downright terrible. He's basically a replacement level basketball player. Yeah, I don't get his Duke stats. If Robert Covington is starting for the Philadelphia 76ers, he is the best play you will find on DraftKings. Jordan Clarkson, Nick Claxton, Jalen Williams, B.I., Cam Johnson. Alec Burks looks solid. Let's look at FanDuel, and we're going to get out of here. I might actually be able to grab an hour's worth of a nap before the strategy show, which would be awesome. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to wind down fast enough. No, replacement level does not mean average player. But he doesn't defend and shoot the three for that team. That's the problem here. Cam Reddish is shooting 29.5% from three. 31 last year. 26 a couple years ago for Atlanta. He can't shoot. He's a terrible shooter. Absolutely terrible shooter. Replacement level player is essentially anyone readily available off of the scrap heap. Basically anybody that you could sign without any buddy blocking you to do it. Oh yeah, I could definitely take a nap after coffee. All right, optimals on FanDuel. 319.63, optimal lineup by 0.54. Marcus Smart, Cade Cunningham, Shaden Sharp, Jalen Williams, Jeremy Grant, Brandon Ingram, Jaren Jackson, Cam Johnson, and Goga Batadze. No Robert Covington, which is interesting. Yeah, Chris, again, I understand what you're saying. He can't shoot. He is not a shooter. He cannot shoot. He shouldn't shoot. His shooting is a weakness. Yes. Those aren't his strength. Yes, 100%. His strength is not shooting. He's a terrible shooter. Absolutely, positively, no other way around it. He is a terrible shooter. Here are the percentiles for the past 2 years. Well, 29.5% right now, no percentile. 20th percentile last year. 6th and 33rd or 2 of the other years. He did step in shit and get to basically average the year that he played a little bit from the Knicks. Here are his offensive EPMs for 4 years. -2.5, negative 2.7, negative 2.9, negative 2.7. He is a below replacement level offensive player in basketball. He is one of the worst regular offensive players in the league. You can make a case that he is one of the worst offensive players in the league over the time that he's been in the league, that have played the amount of minutes that he's played. Downright awful. But that's it, folks. I'm done. We have looked at optimal lineups. We have looked at all 10 games. We've talked about how much Cam Reddish sucks. There's 240 of you here. I couldn't be happier. Fun show. I made it. I didn't think I was going to make it, but I made it. It's been great to see you guys. What do we got going on tomorrow? What's that slate look like? I know we only have 2 games on Thursday, which is super exciting. I'm going on a little bit of a vacay starting tomorrow. So I'll be doing shows from a beach house. So gonna have a different background starting Thursday morning. I'll hit this show and contenders and stuff tomorrow, but I will not be on the deeper dive tomorrow night. I'll be traveling to get to the house, so you will not get me for the deeper dive tomorrow night, but otherwise I'll be on everything that I normally am on. Thank you for joining me, folks. This was The Process.